So hopefully you found that video to be interesting and talk about how data analytics applies to sports and other areas as well. Um, Now, one other thing too, well, here we saw the application of analytics into sports at the very beginning of this lecture. We talked about Moneyball, which is where we talked about like Major League Baseball and whatnot. Also, we're looking at other areas like motorcycle racing, et cetera, et cetera. So all of these areas can apply to sports, and they make it very interesting. And of course, if you like to watch football, and you can also see a lot of times people talk about pass rating values and quarterback ratings, and then we look at stats of offensive yards and so on and so forth. So all these areas become just very interesting when it comes to deal with sports. Um, Also, sports has another very interesting aspect, especially off the field. Um, People are starting to look at several types of ticket pricing strategies with sports analytics, looking at what types of people buy tickets to certain types of games. Like, for example, higher dollar tickets might be renewed more frequently, for season tickets, and lower dollar tickets may be renewed less frequently. And this type of analysis can be able to help determine how those products might be sold in the future and also predicting demand from there. One of the other area which would be rather obvious, of course, is web analytics. And what I really like is looking at Google Analytics for several things. But web analytics is kind of interesting because you can argue that web analytics is not just limited to websites such as Facebook or LinkedIn, but also when you take a look at advertisement that is in Google. So, for example, where are ads in certain areas, and also what are how are websites configured, and also how are these social networks used to promote certain products. So there's such a variety of different ways that data analytics can be applied online, and there's just a plethora of knowledge there. So that ends this particular lecture. The most important thing to know is that the data analytics can be applied to businesses in multiple facets.